Welcome back to the Hillbilly RV channel. Today we are in beautiful Fayetteville, West Virginia, home of America's newest national park. It's New River Gorge National Park and Reserve. We're at Rifrafters Campground. This is a really nice little campground just right outside the national park. We're here today to work on a travel trailer. And what's he got going on, Cam?
He's got some problems with his pigtail, I believe. Yeah. He's getting some mixed signals in the truck. Seems like it's coming unplugged and coming back.
Yeah, and if you've ever had that happen on a modern vehicle, you know how annoying that is. You usually get a tone, and then you get a notice on your dash, and the trailer's disconnected, and then you hit the next little bump, and it says, get a tone that says it's reconnected. So it's real annoying, and we're gonna see if we can figure out what's going on with this guy's 7-way pigtail on the front of the trailer. That's what connects your trailer to your vehicle, and we're gonna see if we can figure it out. And hopefully we can figure it out and get this guy fixed and get him on the road.
I think we should be able to, don't you?
I hope so.
Yeah.
With my little bitty brain, your giant brain, we'll put them together. We should be able to figure it out. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Rifrafters Campground. If you're coming to Fayetteville, check them out. I'm sure you can contact them online, or you can look them up, get their phone number. But they've got a really nice campground here. It's super close to everything that you want to do in Fayetteville, whether you're just going to the national park to check it out, or you're wanting a mountain bike, or you're wanting a river raft, or whatever it is you want to do here. This might be the place for you. So let's go get started on this travel trailer that puts us up here in the park. We'll be right back. Here is the travel trailer that we're working on today. So it's driving him crazy. It's just because it's just, you know, disconnecting, reconnecting, disconnecting, reconnecting. And so the first thing that we did was we looked at just his pigtail. And I wish that I'd got video up before, but these, like the little ones, you'll see the kind of the smaller terminals. They were all spread out, and I took my knife and put them in there beside them and squeezed them back together. But I expect they're probably getting ready to break. Yeah, so I spread them back out, and that one there, I'd say it's just about broken because it just spread and stayed. But we're going to put a new end. We're going to install a new 7-way trailer end on this cord, and we're gonna take y'all along. So y'all get ready. This ought to be fun. The first thing I'm gonna do is disconnect the battery, because we're gonna cut this cable off. So I'm just gonna disconnect the positive cable off the battery, like such. See, if we had forgot to turn the battery off, we'd have went and probably burn a place on my pliers. And you try to avoid that.
I think it would have been more exciting.
It would have been more exciting, but
spice up our day a little bit. Excitement
is not always a good thing, Cameron. We need a little screwdriver.
Yep, good.
So let's see here. So I'm gonna very, very carefully, like a surgeon, get rid of some of this insulation out here on the end to expose our wires. The great thing about campers is they use universal color codes. As long as nobody's been in there fooling around, that is the case. I mean, this end we know hasn't been fooled around with, but the other end of this pigtail, yeah, it could have been fooled around with. You just never know. So we'll test it thoroughly when we get done, because we're also going to back his truck up to it when we get done to just make sure that it stays connected now, which I think it will.
Does this one also need to come out?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just back it out, don't have to take it out.
Yeah.
All right, Cameron's getting our screws all loosened up. This cable clamp, go in there and push it up, and then go in the end and push the, after you get that screw just right. I'll tell you what, Cameron, put that somewhere so we don't lose it. Just go in back, push it out, and there's where we're going to make our connections. Now, the most important step of this whole thing is go ahead and put your cable through the back of this 7-way. Man, we might have to lube that baby up a little bit. It can be a pretty tight fit sometimes getting that cable to go through this, because that's like a weatherproof thingy there, sort of, kind of. There we go. Well, there we go. Oh yeah, told you we'd get it. All right, now we just skin all these back about a 1/2 inch or so. And use my Klein strippers. So you can find those in my Amazon store. I really appreciate everybody using my Amazon link here recently. You're doing a good job. You're going there and buy some stuff. It helps us out a little bit. Puts a little jingle in our pocket. It doesn't cost you anything extra. So it's just a win-win for all of us. So I really appreciate that. And I'll tell you, I have not given my ladies a shout out for a while. You know, the ladies that fix stuff. I love ladies that fix stuff, and you gals have always been a big part of my channel, and you're still running about 20% of my viewers. So shout out to you ladies. And y'all leave the best comments. You leave the best questions on the videos, so you ladies just keep it up. You're doing a good job. Trim a few more of these strings off of here. There we are. All right, now take this part. We're just going to loosen all these screws up. And I'll tell you, my old eyeballs, I can't always see that right anymore. Tell you what, we're just going to loosen all these up, even the center one. There's 7 terminals. There's 7 wires in that cable. The center one is not used on modern trailers. In the old days, they used to be a backup light. They used to put backup lights on campers, but nobody's done that for a long, long time, except for Airstream. I think Airstream still does it. Mm-hmm. But we don't work on many Airstreams, do we, Cam?
Nope.
All right. Like I say, it's hard for me to see them anymore. That's brown. So we're gonna, the brown terminal gets the brown wire. Well, after I move it and forget where it was at. Well, there ain't no brown terminal. Of course there is. Where is it, Cameron? Right. Tell you what, people, it sucks getting old. But I'll tell you what, 61, and my eyes are just now getting to where it's hard for me to see stuff like this. So I've been blessed. You know, I know people a whole lot younger than me that can't do nothing without, you know, at least readers on. So I guess I shouldn't complain. Now I know we got some big wires in this cable too. That black one and that white one. Black one's your battery. That's it's a charge line. That's a big old wire. That's gonna be fun to get under these whole terminals.
Yeah, I think blue was to the right of that.
Yes. All right, so brown is one of our turns. Which turn is it?
Right turn.
Right turn, and then so blue is our brake. So we're gonna put it on the blue terminal. What you don't want to do is you don't want to have loose wires in there. So you want to make sure you get every single strand of wire underneath that little clamp. Because if you have little wires sticking out everywhere in here, trust me, it is not going to go well for you. This is a really good place to be very, very neat and tidy, and just do a good job, because it will pay dividends later, being neat on stuff like this. So I've seen people come in here and do this and not be neat, and it's just ugly, people. I'm telling you. I'm gonna go ahead and get that yellow wire out of the way so we're not fighting it. Goes on the center terminal, and then the next one is white, so we get to deal with that gigundo white wire. And yes, you can go in here and you put ring terminals on these wires and stuff like that, but there's just really not a lot of room. The time you put ring terminals on these things, it's just I don't know, I don't think it does as good a job, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people do, and I've seen it, and it turns out pretty good. I don't know, it just don't seem like it works for me. I'd just soon put the wires under here just like it's supposed to be. The only thing is, like I say, these are big old cables, big old wires, which means they're stiff, and there's a lot of wire to get under that little terminal thingy. All right, not gonna let y'all watch me struggle here. We're gonna cut the camera off. We're gonna get some more of these hooked up, and we'll be back. We got most of the wires on, and Cameron's got a really good question.
So we had two really big wires, the battery feed, which is the black one, and the ground wire. And I was just wondering, since the battery feed is so big, I was wondering if you would need an appropriate sized ground to go along with that.
Absolutely. And actually, I believe the ground wire was a little bit bigger than the battery wire, which is pretty typical. A lot of times in any electrical circuit, whether it's a DC or an AC, your ground may be your largest wire, because it does the most work.
Yeah.
So yes, your ground wires have to be appropriately sized for the circuit you're dealing with. So this is our last connection here. I'm gonna let Cameron look this over and just make sure red's on red, green's on green, so on and so forth. Now I did end up with a couple of stragglers, so I'm just gonna actually just trim those off. So they're not, because it's virtually impossible to get every one of them wires in there. And now I know y'all can't see it, but there's a straggler right there that is almost touching the terminal next to it. So that's a definite no-no. So I'm gonna reach in there with my Klein strippers, and I'm gonna snip that one off, so that there's no way it can get over now or later and touch that other terminal. Okay, and look around, make sure we don't have any more wire. loose ones, and he's gonna look in there and make sure all our colors are right.
Alright, brown, blue, white, green, red, yellow. You got one coming off the yellow, but I don't think it's gonna touch anything.
Another straggler. Yeah. Yeah, I can reach in there with my knife and kind of snip that one off. Okay. Alrighty. I like to put a little bit of anti-corrosion spray on the backside of this, just because it seems like it helps it live longer. Because this is not as good a 7-way as that molded on plug. Because this one will get wet. So that's why I like to put the anti-corrosion spray in here, just to keep it from corroding. I'm just going around making sure all these terminals are tight, and they are. And then this is just it's actually just a battery terminal, anti-corrosion stuff. It's really really convenient because it's in an aerosol can, and you don't have to go crazy with it. Just spray a little bit of that in there, slide our outside back up there. And it'll only go on one way, so make sure you get that going up in there the right direction. Boy, it's tight on that cable, so it ought to have a pretty good seal actually. All right. There's a little bitty set screw that goes right here. It keeps those two parts together. Now when you're tightening this, don't go crazy, because you will actually spread everything. I look down in there in that hole, and when it gets to the bottom, I stop. All right, and then this is the clamp that holds the cable, and I like to actually try and preload that just a little bit. Snug it up real good. Now you can go just a little bit crazy on that screw. We're ready to test. So we're going to test with jumper wires first here. Just make sure everything's wired correctly, because like I say, the other end of this pigtail, you know, somebody could have been in there fooling around and changed some wires. So we're going to make sure everything's wired good. Then we'll go back to customer's truck up here and make sure it does not, you know, have a connect problem anymore. I went online and got, oh great, I just dumped all the trash off on the ground. I was trying to keep the campground looking nice. I went online and found this Legend, and so it's a really good one. So if you're doing this, go online and get you a Legend. I don't know where this one come from. Country Trailer Sales. It's probably the best one I ever seen. Now I'm gonna look in here. I'm gonna look at the Legend, see that this is the ground, and then we're gonna do the park lights first. And that's green, so that's right here. So now our park lights should be working, and they are. Go around back and just make sure the rear ones are working, Cam.
Yep, they're good.
All right, I'm gonna give you a right turn. All right, here's gonna be a right turn.
Gotcha.
And left turn.
Yep.
All right. And go over here to the brake and listen. You ready?
Yep.
I heard it.
Okay.
Okay, everything's good here. And I heard the brake apply the first time. Sometimes you can hear them hum, sometimes you can't. But I actually heard them. I heard it apply, and it's sparking. So I know it's pulling some pretty serious amperage. So I know that's all good. That's it. We're going back to the customer's truck over here and just verify that everything is still good. I'm gonna hook the battery back up. That's gonna be it on this one. Pretty easy peasy, huh? Mm-hmm. We actually did one of these last week before.
Yep.
So Yeah, these are pretty easy. As long as you have the color code and you know the codes, it goes pretty easy. I think you could even do one, couldn't you?
Yeah, probably.
That's saying something, people. No, I bet Cameron could probably, I could drop dead today and Cameron could probably come in and take over my business, and I'm sure he would struggle with some things, but there's a lot of things the boy just keep on getting it. If I wasn't here to bother him and slow him down, he could get a lot done.
Yeah, if I could get good help.
If he just had some help, he would be doing great things. So you know, I don't know. Well, hey, why don't you help us be a good helper? Go down there, leave us a comment, a criticism, a concern.
And any hallucinations you might have.
We're just gonna start adding that, people. Nobody's saying anything, sir. Are y'all watching to the end? Y'all are not watching the end, are you? Shame on y'all. Because ain't nobody said nothing about that. And oh, check out them links down there. Post office box, Amazon store, the merch thing. Hey, the merch thing, it's kind of weird, and I can't figure it out. I can't figure out why I can't come up with a clickable link for the merch. But if you will copy and paste that link into your search engine, no, not your search engine, actually into the address bar, it works perfectly. But if you copy and paste it and put it in a search engine, it does weird things. So I don't know. Maybe someday I'll get a minute and I'll try and figure that out. But I think that's going to be it for this one. And as always, thanks for watching. If you find any value in these videos, don't forget to check out the PayPal or Patreon, trying to help us out there. And we're going to go up and fix another one. And y'all have a fantastic day. I think that'll work.
That's weird.
Doing the intro last. I think I kept it all straight.
No need to rush it.
Alright, we'll have already done the intro down there, so. And I've already said we was going to work on this. So let's just, let's do this. See which one.
Which probably is.
No, that's, one of them should. No. Well, let's just do that little number. Okay. That's more straighter.